Hey everybody, Bobby Umar here. Welcome to my Power Connection channel for my broadcast that's live across social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm here today with Andrew Kelly. Say hello, Andrew.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
I'm excited to have Andrew here because he is an expert in something that I am not, which is sales. And I'm really good at persuasion. I'm pretty good at influencing, but man, when it comes to sales, I am not the guy. I can't close. So I'm really glad to have you here to hear what your thoughts are and your expertise with sharing what you're gonna do. If you're all joining us today, everyone, make sure you join the conversation. First off, type below. Let us know where you're from. Are you from North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Australia, Asia? Let us know. On top of that, if you are, excuse me, if you have questions around the topic, which is around how to build sales teams and both inbound and outbound, and how to build lead generation with those sales teams, we want questions from you. We want you to share your thoughts and share your insights. Maybe you have expertise. Maybe you have your own experiences. Share below. If you like what you're hearing, you can like, tap, heart, smiley face. You can also tag people join the conversation. You can also share this on your own pages and tag people and say, hey, there's a great conversation with this really amazing expert and this really charming dude, and come join the conversation.
Which one's which?
Yeah, good. Oh, that's a good one. And one thing I will say is that I haven't actually been doing a live in a while. It's been probably over a week or so. Mostly because life was busy, but now I'm getting back into booking all the people, and I think my general plan, which I think I've told most of you, is to be doing this 3 times a week. 2 of the 3 per week is going to be interviews with people that are experts in fields, whether they're complementary to mine or the same as mine. If you have anyone you want to recommend that's an expert or a thought leader or influencer in their field, tag them again. Let's get more people to join this conversation. Now, I'm trying to look for the feed, but it looks like it hasn't actually shown up yet on my feed, which is unfortunate because I can't see the question. But if people do, oh no, here it is. I can see it now. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So now we have it. All right, so people are here. Deborah's here. Hello. But she says, great topic. I will come back and watch. Brenda says, morning from Detroit. Gopal says, hello. All right, so people are here. This is great. All right,
so, got some friends from Detroit. That's great.
Oh, there you go. Okay, go
get our office in Detroit open at the end of the year.
Okay, go Lions, Pistons, and Red Wings. Okay. Tigers. Sorry. Okay, I missed one. Sorry, I was trying to.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we start with you, Andrew, and why don't you just start chatting away and let us know a bit about yourself, and then let's dive into the topic that and remind people what the topic is, and then dive right into it, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Great, thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on. So I reached out to Bobby and wanted to talk a little bit about building sales teams today. And I've been in commercial real estate for the last 25 years in the United States. And so been with a number of different companies, but each time it was always this outbound cold calling, dialing for dollars routine that hasn't changed much in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Over the last year, I've joined a private equity-backed small commercial real estate firm that we're growing a team nationally. And for the first time, we're introducing leads into the process. So salespeople come in, they get leads that are delivered from the great cloud above. And how do they turn those around? And how do you motivate those employees to keep going? And how do you motivate people outside of leads to keep pursuing business that didn't come from the cloud? And so that's one of the things that we're trying to figure out. The right formula is you give people leads, you give people fish, and they consume and they work. And do they really work hard, or is it really about the outbound pursuit? Do you need to have motivated people to go out and pursue business on their own? And then what's the right balance between the two? How do you build a sales organization? And so we've more than doubled in size over the last 12 months. And we seem to have 2 camps. We have about 50% of our people who get those leads and work diligently, work hard on those leads, and that's their entire scope. We've got another group of people that say, you know what, the leads are fine. Maybe they're good, maybe they're great, maybe they're not. But outside of that, I'm going to go out and grind and hustle and build my own practice. And so I'm anxious to hear if anybody online has comments or thoughts, but that's what we're really trying to do is build a team, motivate people, and grow an organization. And it can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes.
Can you talk a bit more about how you became good at sales? Like maybe I'd love to know like your past history. Like what kind of drew you to sales? Why do you like sales?
Well, for me, it was eat what you kill. That type of mentality. I went to college in the the 90s, grew up mostly in the 80s, and so it was just go get it, man. That's what it's all about for me. And when I started in sales, we had one internet connection, kind of a 14.4K dial up, and it was one feed, one computer had the internet, and the rest of us were kind of walking around, literally pounding the pavement on foot, writing down in notebooks the names of companies, and then going into the literal phone book, a printed phone book, to try to find out who to call and what the phone number was. And so it was very much a hustle and very much a hours required to put into your business effort. You just had to spend a tremendous amount of time walking around. Today, with all of the tools that are available on the machines in our pockets and my MacBook here, and we can canvas, we can get prospects, and we can learn so much more about those prospects just sitting at our desks using a computer. Right. So that's how the evolution has changed. And yet, how hard do you still have to hustle? How hard do you still have to put in the effort and the time? What does it take to do that? And so back 25 years ago, it was cold calling, and truly cold calling. You dial the receptionist would answer. You'd ask, who am I supposed to talk to? You'd try to get that person. Today, you're probably going to know a ton about every prospect you're calling if you're doing your online homework.
Right.
And so you're probably already know who you're calling. And so you may not have spoken with that person before, but it isn't a cold call because you've just got a ton of information if you've done your homework.
Yeah, you could probably actually stalk them and say, "Hey, I heard you got a new puppy. How's the little chomper?" And you're like, "What? How do you know about my puppy?"
Right. So, and that's the advantage for salespeople of this digitized world. I mean, Bobby, you said we were on a couple different platforms right now, all simultaneously, and so this is exactly how people find out about stuff if they're willing to put the effort and time in.
All right. Well, there's a ton of people talking already because Lila Smith.
Oh, great.
And Lila Smith, she always engages everybody. And Brenda's here. She's in Michigan. She's looked me up. We'll grab a coffee. Let's see. Norris is good morning from Indiana. Lori Knudsen. Matt Crump is here. Frank is here. Boy, this is great. Someone says, cold calling you. Lila Smith already has a question. How lovely. Here's the question.
Okay.
My question would be, what are your best tips for handling sales of services for people who are really and truly your friends, but who can definitely benefit from your services?
Well, I think that the biggest thing there is not to be too pushy, but you do have to ask for the sale. I have friends who are in my neighborhood here who are neighbors of mine, and our children play together. And I always talk about the fact that we are multi-market, that we're national, that I like to chase big deals. And he thought that I wouldn't have time for his small transaction in downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
And so we do have to make it apparent without pushing, but to say, hey, if you ever need help with that, I'm happy to take a look. And you're not asking to do the transaction, but what you're asking for is, hey, I'm happy to take a look at this as a friend of yours and see if there's some way we can help you save money, or see if there's some way we can help you improve upon the service you're getting. No commitment. I know we're friends. Complimentary look, and do an evaluation like that. In my business, we're give lots of free consulting in order to try to get that commission at the end of the day. So you can soft play that as a free, hey, let me try to help you out as a friend.
Yeah, and I think I do the same. Like, I mean, for friends, like certainly I'm willing to talk to people about the services offered, whether for coaching or employee engagement or personal branding. But that's usually like a 15 to 20 to 30 minute call.
Right.
For my friends, I'm willing to sit down for a 2-hour lunch and let's just plow through this and let me help you as much as I can. But then, but I make clear, this is gonna be a weekly thing. the relationship is going to change. But I'm happy, and for my friends, I'll go to town for them as much as I can until at which point I say, look, I can help you. Here's how I can help you. Are you willing to enter a contract? But you're right. It's so hard for me to ask my friends for the business. I think that you nailed it. That's really difficult to do.
Well, and sometimes people will come to you, especially in the role that you have, to say, I've got an issue. I've got a problem. I'm management change, job change.
Yeah.
What kind of advice do you have for me? And that's a good intro for you to make those opportunities happen.
Yeah. Although what's interesting, someone just messaged me the other day saying, someone introduced me to another friend who needed help. I said, sure, I'm happy to help. And then she emailed me and said, okay, so listen, let's meet up because I really want to, I'm so excited to pick your brain. And when people say pick your brain, I get my back goes up. Pick my brain. I don't even know you. Like if it was my friend, I would say, sure, no problem. But now I'm like, I'm not sure I want to meet you for a whole hour. Can we just do a call?
Call first. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm hesitating now because my friend connected me to this person. It's like, oh man, what do I do? And so she said, pick your brain. I don't know. For some reason, that's just, my back goes up when I hear that. Why is that?
I don't know. I find that a lot of people just are looking for that free consulting. They really are. And sorting out the people who are friends of yours or acquaintances of yours that really do truly have a need. If you're selling something that has value and that you believe in, it shouldn't be overwhelming.
Right. Okay. So we're here with Andrew Kelly, who's talking to us about lead generation, both inbound and outbound sales, how to build sales teams that can do this for your company, for your business. So please, if you're joining us, ask questions. Looks like Maureen's joined in, and also Brenda saying hello. Diana's here too. Join in, ask questions, let them know if you have anything you want to share about how to build sales teams, because I think that's an important piece. And in fact, I have a question because with my startup, DYPB, Discover Your Personal Brand, I do have quote unquote a sales team. And one of the things that I find challenging is that everyone has a different take on how to do it. And I can't tell whether one is too aggressive, and the other one, three different people have said three different things. One's like, this seems fine. Another one says it seems a bit too aggressive. The other one says it's not aggressive enough. And I don't know what the right thing is. So you got any insights on that?
Well, and here's the hard part about hiring a sales team is that the prospects you're selling to are as varied and as individual as the people you're hiring.
Yeah.
And so you may have a sales team that is a carbon copy of yourself, just stamp out copies of yourself.
Yeah.
And you're going to get clients and prospects that are copies of yourself. And when I started 25 years ago, that's very much the way my mentors wanted me to be. It was, you will do exactly what I did. You will do it exactly how I did it. And your results will be exactly the same as mine, which were desirable results, of course. But everybody is going to have a different and individual approach. And that individual and different approach will attract a different type of client or prospect. The important thing to remember is that the prospects still need to be qualified. You must have a pre-qualified list of prospects that you're pursuing over a long period of time. So if you're selling a product, if it's individual coaching, perhaps there's a pretty broad, LinkedIn is a great marketing tool for you.
Yeah.
But if you're selling a product that is commercial real estate, there's only X number of buyers or lessors in the marketplace. And so predefine, here's what my ideal prospect looks like. Mm-hmm. And then have each of those three people approach the market and see who gets more traction, because the reality is that there's different personalities out there. There's people with different backgrounds, different religious beliefs, different political stances, and a quiet, deliberate, slow sales approach in the corner will work for some people and some prospects. That's the way they buy. Mm-hmm. And then others, especially for me, I'm looking for people who are, they want to get out there and get after it. I mean, that's the guy who's got his, the seat of his pants are on fire. and he's got to get going.
Yeah.
But you do have to bring both people on, and it's a different approach. And it's hard because at the end of the day or the end of the week, the aggressive person will probably shout from the treetops how great she or he was that week. Oh, look at all the stuff I did this week, and look at all the great opportunities I brought in this week.
Yeah.
Some revenue. And then the other person who with a more quiet approach may simply pack up the end of the week and go home and come back on Saturday morning or Monday. And you wonder if that individual is being as productive, and sometimes they are. You really have to manage the CRM. You have to manage your prospect list, and you have to manage your lead list. That's the way you really figure out the KPIs, the key performance indicators of whether you're making progress or not.
Awesome. Well, we have a question. What is your best first question to find out more rather than say what I do? So in other words, instead of telling me what you do, what's the best first question to find out more about them?
Right. So if it's a lead, if a lead came in from a Google search or paid search, a lot of times people will be surprised to get a telephone call or an email after that, because they think that the internet is just this machine out there and there's nobody really behind it. So one of the things that I always ask is, hey, thanks, Bobby, for checking out real estate on my site. What started this process for you? What's going on with your business that motivated you to get online and search for real estate? Or in your case, why are we talking today? What's going on in your life that has led you to look for coaching? What changes are you looking to make? And so it's an open-ended question always, and that is always inquiring about something that's going on in their personal life, or something that's going on in their professional life, or something with their business. Okay. So you don't want to attack with a yes/no type of question.
Open-ended.
Open-ended, and try to get them talking and get them comfortable with you. That's the beginning of rapport building for you and your prospects.
Right. Okay. And is there a certain time period that this happens in the first call, or is it like, is it like 45 minutes? Is it like 20 minutes? Is there a general idea, or is it like
this
varies?
Yeah, the first call could be 3 to 5 minutes, even if somebody is coming in as a lead, or even if you're outbound marketing. But open-ended questions are the way to go. Thanks for signing up at our site. What led you to our site today? What led you to our site this week? And have them start to dialogue a little bit and build rapport with you.
Yeah, but you just said that some calls are only 3 to 5 minutes long. So, whether 3 to 5 minutes or 20 minutes or 45 minutes, what is the end objective of that call? Are you closing a sale on that call, or what's going on there?
Well, it depends on what you're selling. For us, it's a
longer
service, and it's a long term. So my objective is face-to-face meeting after this.
Got it.
After the first call. So this is a large ticket item, and it's going to have a multi-year impact on their business. Yeah. So even if I have to get on a plane, I know this is different for some companies.
Sure.
But my impression is, after an initial call, is I need to get in front of that person. And don't forget that they're interviewing you on that telephone call. Yeah. But you also have to interview them. If there does have to be some specific questions that you ask to make sure that it's a qualified prospect. Hey, thanks for talking to me. Might not be a great fit. Let me recommend you to somebody else.
Right.
Or, we'll talk again in 6 months when your situation has changed. But if there's a fit on both sides, then you're going to want a face-to-face meeting so that you can then move the process forward. And I highly recommend that face-to-face meeting be in an office.
Right.
So either you're going to their office, preferably, so that that you can get to know them better and how they live and how they work and see their environment, or have them come to you. Meeting at a coffee shop, support your local coffee shops. Meeting at a coffee shop is great, but you're going to get much less information out of that, and it's going to be much more casual. And you never know what the person on the other side is looking for in that first meeting. They could be committing to meet with you because they feel uncomfortable on the phone and don't want to say no. That's terrible, because then you end up having coffee with somebody who really is not a buyer. Okay. I coach the people in my office who, you're best off going into somebody's office where there might be a picture of their family, there might be a pictures on the wall of their interests, and you can pick up on those subtle cues and use them for selling. So try to get an in-person meeting.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, when it comes to the sales teams that you're leading and coaching, you said you coach them. So what are some of the challenges that they're having that you'd like to coach them on? You still there? Oh, you froze for a bit. Hold on. Well, hopefully you're still talking. Let's see. I see you're frozen. So hold on. Let me just make sure everything's okay. You there, Andrew? Let's see here. Oh. So what are some of the challenges that they're having that you'd like to coach? Oh, you froze for a bit. Hold on. Well, hopefully you're still talking. Let's see. Yeah, I can see that I'm frozen too. So just make sure everything's okay. Well, I see that he's frozen. Andrew's frozen. So well, I'll just keep talking. So what I can tell you guys is that I've always struggled with sales. When I was a kid, we used to sell chocolate bars door to door, and my parents would make me go around the neighborhood to sell chocolate bars for a charity or a cause. And so I would go, and I eventually would sell two, one to my dad and one to my mom, and that was it. And it was always such a big challenge for me to do that, and I found it very, very difficult to sell those chocolate bars. But later on, I got a lot better at it. One of the things that happened for me was that I was able to actually figure out, I was able to figure out a plan for doing that. And so when I was in high school, we were raising money for selling for a trip to China, I believe. And the goal was to hit 100 chocolate bar sales, and I sold 100. And I was like, wow! And I can't believe I did that, which was kind of cool. So I was pleased I was able to do that, which was kind of cool. So I definitely enjoyed that aspect of being able to sell for what I was trying to do. And it looks like Andrew's not here, so I'm not sure what happened to him. I'm going to see if he can come back again. If he can, then that would be great. I'm going to re-invite him. I'm just going to keep talking to you guys, and if he's able to come back, that's great. Otherwise, we'll just continue the discussion until I think it's time for a natural close. So one of the questions I asked Andrew was, what are some of the challenges people have when it comes to selling? And I think in terms of to answer that question, I'll actually answer the question for myself. If you're still here, still listening to me, I would say that for me, the biggest challenge is the close. Like, how do I actually close the business? Now, I think what I need coaching on, or what people would coach me on, is like just asking for their business. So you have to go for a very clean ask, but it can't come right away. It's going to come by understanding their challenges, their needs, understanding what success looks like to them, understanding is this a good investment? Because if it's not a good investment, if they don't see the goal and result, if they don't see the value of what you're doing, you're not going to get any sort of sale. So whether I'm selling my coaching or my consulting on employee engagement, career transition, personal branding, that type of stuff, it's only going to work unless I'm able to actually clearly identify what their challenges are, have them acknowledge the fact that there is a desire to change, and the investment's worth it. Because if the investment is worth it, then yeah, sure, they're going to want to work with me or work with someone else that I might recommend, and that's usually what I try to go for. I'm not perfect at it. I'll be very frank about that. I've had usually what happens to me is I certainly have much better success if the sale happens on the phone or on the Zoom call or the video call. But as soon as it gets to email, it's way less likely to happen. I would say over the last 10 years, I've had probably, I don't know, maybe 200 different calls, and then when I go to email to tell them about my services and here's the cost, whatever, less than 1% will say yes. But if it's on the phone and the talk goes on the call to actually close the business, it goes way better. So, to his point, I think that having an in-person meeting or having a live video Skype chat or Zoom chat, that works really way better in terms of closing business. Matt's saying that the biggest key is authenticity around the person's product. That's a great point, Matt. Authenticity. Can someone define that for me? someone asked me that. I was doing a dinner mastermind the other day, and they said, Bobby, you're always so authentic in your posts. And then I just said, what does that even mean? Can you explain that? Like, the people use that word all the time. What does that even mean? And he's like, well, you're the expert. You tell me. I said, well, to me, authenticity is really being true and real about how you're feeling, and then communicating that in a manner that is genuine, as opposed to fake or covered or spun or deflected or disguised. Just be, so when you ask for business, you could say, look, I want to help you. I'd love to have your business, but I also don't want to, I don't want to pressure you, but here's the value. Here's what I see. If you want to work with me, let's talk, and here's what we can do. Selling to sell just sucks. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I think sales, like, like before Andrew was talking about cold calling, like, wow, like I don't even know how people do that. Cold calling, like someone, it's very, very challenging. It's like dating, like going up to someone and asking them to, invest in you. Uh, Again, part of it comes from confidence in yourself, but the other part is, having feeling like you're going to be able to help people, and I think that's a big challenge. So today on our broadcast, we were talking about sales teams, building sales teams, inbound, outbound, lead generation, how to do that. I was here with Andrew Kelly, who I think he got cut out. I'm not sure why. I re-invited him back to the broadcast. Hopefully he gets it and come back. Otherwise, if you have questions for Andrew, you can certainly ask him below and just tag him, and that way he can answer any questions around building sales teams, inbound and outbound. I think that's great. And for me, I've been doing the broadcast now. I was kind of off for several days, maybe a week or two, but now I'm trying to get back into it and doing more daily. Not daily, but maybe 3 times a week. I'm still trying to figure out the right dates for this. I originally had said Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but now I have a commitment on Wednesday that I can't get out of. So for me, it's going to be Monday. I like Mondays. It's a good way to open up the week with something. I think Friday's a good day to have like an interview with somebody because, it's more casual, and, we have my tea or coffee. I'm just like, okay. And then after that, I'm not sure. Maybe a weekend, maybe a Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not sure. Monday, Tuesday. I'm not sure what the right answer is. I think what I might do is have Monday and Friday be the interview days, and then Tuesday, Thursday, I randomly will show up, and people can join me. So, but I see people here. Patrick's here. Hello, good to see you. Maureen, of course, is here. If you're liking what you're hearing, you can ask questions below for me or for Andrew to answer. You can also let us know where you're from. You can share with the others. You can tag people and join the conversation. Again, I'm always here Monday and Friday, 3 mornings per week around 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to share thoughts and insights around the things that I care about, which is employee engagement, leadership development, business, personal branding, public speaking, career transition, things like that. But I also bringing guests in to share topics that are similar to mine or complementary to mine. I love interviewing people that are new, have new topics. I think that's really great. And so that's kind of where I'm at. So if looks like I don't think Andrew's coming back. So I do appreciate his time. I want to thank Andrew for joining us today. He was really great, had some great insights into sales and inbound, outbound sales and building sales teams. Really appreciate his time. I do appreciate all of you joining me as well. So thanks so much for coming by. And if you have any more questions, you can comment below. We'll check out the replay, and you can share this with your friends. All right. Wish you guys all the best, and have a good day.